What's up, guys? Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk. Let's do another draft prospect breakdown. Today will be defensive end out of Wake Forest, Carlos Basham Jr. He has some consistent play on the field, 18 tackles for loss in 2019. In a shorter season, 5 sacks in 6 games. Dude put up some production and limited opportunities. I mean, a sack in each game, that's not bad. It's not bad, folks. But they list him at 6'5", 285. Another, I don't know, these measurables, I don't know what the heck they're doing with these. He looks beefy in the picture there, but how does he look on tape? That's where all the meat and the potatoes are. So, plus, what do you initially see out of Carlos Basham?
Yeah, Basham is a guy that, I think would be a solid, day two pick. He's got some ability, as you see here. He understands, he's got some technique where he can win inside, and that's usually what, he likes to do. He likes to go with that inside swim move, as you're going to see here. Sets it up pretty good. Just rip over the tackle, and then make a play on the quarterback. So he's got he got some ability, and like you said, his size I think is good enough, and he can definitely do some things. He's definitely a savvy player for Wake Forest.
Very much inside swim move type of guy. You're going to see it over and over again in this tape. But I really like the aggressiveness with the hands pushing down the inside arm to get that leverage, then violently swimming over the top. I mean, even the tackle, if you look after the play, is a little pissed off. Dang it, I messed up again. But overall, very quick with his arm movements and violent. Overall, with his hand usage, yes, not the best athlete. I mean, he does enough. Functional athleticism, he's got that, but he's not like these quick twitch guys we've looked at. He's not Aziz Al-Julari. He's not Osai. I mean, things where he's good at it. He's just a 4-3 defensive end. That's what I see him as. I mean, he can stand up enough against the run, does enough against a pass rush, but if you're looking for a speed outside rusher, this ain't it. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I think he's a guy that, he can do, enough to be a solid pass rusher for you. I think he's not going to be the guy. He's going to be definitely a secondary option. If you have, some guys that he can team up with and take the pressure off him, he can definitely win one-on-ones. I think he's shown that ability, whether that be going inside, outside, he's going to have to learn some things because like you said, he just doesn't have that athleticism, to win consistently, from the outside. So he's going to have to be really consistent with his technique. It's kind of like a, tweener. I agree, he fits a 4-3 defense, but that's going to limit his draft stock because you want to see guys that can do both, schematically as far as defense goes.
Like you can see here, he's just going to the well too many times. Part of it is because he knows he can't win the outside. He can't win the edge because he doesn't have the speed to do it. So he keeps going to this outside move, and it just, when teams know you only have one move, they have one thing to plan for. So it's to their advantage. But also, he was literally the only guy on that team. But I mean, so this is something which I thought was really cool. I saw in that North Carolina game, you saw multiple times where he was trying that inside spin or inside swim. What does he do here? An outside swim. So that's something where he's got to use like 50-50. When you get there, you got to wrap up. You got to make the play. I mean, you're right there, dead and straights. You got to make the play. Maybe it's athleticism. What do you see?
Yeah, and like we're seeing here again, he's lined up on the inside, so he's going up against a guard. So again, slower athletic ability who he's going up against, and that's like you said, a really nice outside swim. He sets it up really good. So maybe this is where he fits at the next level, kind of playing that DN/defensive tackle. For that's what suits his strengths. Here again, you see him; he's getting doubled. Again, a nice spin move to get back into the play. And like you said earlier, he was the guy. Like he was their only playmaker. He was the defense pretty much. So this was still nice to see. I like that. But yeah, he did garner a lot of attention.
Yeah, look at this though. Like how much hand battling he's doing, swiping hands away, meets the tight end, pushes him out of the way, spins inside. There's a lot of counters. There's a lot of good to look at in this one clip. So it's not like he doesn't know how to win. He doesn't know how to use his tools. He does. It's just speed isn't his game. That's my biggest takeaway from Basham. But he does have a lot of counters, a lot of advanced ways to actually win spins, multiple counters. So you got a tight end, a tackle, and a running back coming over to chip. Can you say that he was the guy or not? Like, geez, like I guess someone else. Where's the water boy over here to block as well? Like, what do you see here, though?
This is confirmed. Like you said, he was the guy. So I think this one play pretty much nails it. But I agree with your assessment earlier. I think he can win, but it's just not going to be consistently from an outside standpoint. So he's not going to be that, bendy type of edge player that maybe you're looking for. So he's going to have some limitations, but definitely he could be coached up and still be a solid prospect that could get you so that he's got a lot of things to like. It's just he's limited as far as being that, elite pass rusher. And that's probably why he's going to be likely a day two prospect.
Yeah, like we are mentioning with the speed. I mean, he's literally running straight and then turning at the end. He's got to force this bend a little bit more, like force the quarterback to step up into your pressure. He's just going straight line. Like the tackle's just kind of, I guess, going to meet him at the end zone over here. I don't know, but this is part of it. Like speed really isn't his game. He's not going to beat him. He's got inside moves, but he doesn't have the speed outside edge rushing moves. More motor. Running this down from behind all the way sideline to sideline. That's really nice. You gotta like that. What do you see?
Yeah, here in the running game, again, he's going to show some, a little bit of inconsistency, but I do think he can be good enough against the run. Again, I like this, just running the play down, making sure here is really good. He's going to show good get off and, again, inside move win and making a nice play to force the running back inside. So those are, things that you really like to see. Again, it's just about, cleaning up some things technique wise, making sure he's more consistent, but he can do this. I mean, he can do this all day,
Yeah. So
winning with that swim move.
repetitive much? Yes, but it works. If it works, keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. How many other sayings can you use, right? But then that size thing, 6'5", 285. Think about this. Look at the guy in front of him. To me, just some of these measurables, I guess let's just wait for the pro day, right? But overall, the guy's got some quickness. He's got a little bit of power there in the run game, but sometimes he does get pushed around. I do like this rep, though, and the ability to disengage. What do you see?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Again, this is good job extending his arms, reading the play. You see his eye level there with the running back, and then getting back to make the tackle. So, yeah, this is how he needs to do it. Again, it's just going to be a struggle with him as far as consistency because he is limited with what he can do. Again, that's a nice, dip and under. I like the little, jump to, down the line there and then getting back into the play to make the tackle. So, I mean, showing flashes. Again, trying to win with it and, force it to where it needs to go.
Like holding the edge right there. Nope. Why? I think he went to the well again too many times with that inside move and then just runs right into a big old block and then they just walks him out of the play. I mean, that's not the best effort for me. And then again, just getting walked out of the play. Things you don't want to see, want to see on tape. That's at least put a foot in the ground, try and force him back inside. I don't know. What do you see?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think here he's probably gassed because this is the third quarter. I think the previous play was the first drive of the game, so he's probably not gassed there. But here, it's just got to be better. And then here, he just gets manhandled, pushed back. So overall, I think Carlos Basham, I think, is a guy that just really have to decide how you're going to use him. Ideally, I think he's a 4-3 defensive end / defensive tackle on pass rushing situations, and could be a very solid, role player for your defense. Not going to be, I don't think a star sack guy, but definitely a solid enough player to win at the next level and be consistent.
He's got his niche in the pass rush game. I'll give him that. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoy the content. Make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't just yet. Comment your opinions. Are we dead wrong about Carlos Basham or not? Let us know. With that said, until the next one.